The Competition Commission has approached the Constitutional Court for an appeal in the rand manipulation saga. Several banks are accused of conspiring to fix the exchange rate between the local currency and the US dollar. The Constitutional Court is set to hear arguments around this over the next 4 days. Watching the story is our senior reporter, Liabo Setho, who joins us now live from the ConCourt itself. And Liabo, for people who are struggling to place why this matters, help us decode why it's not advisable, to put it plainly, for banks to be found colluding to fix the local currency in any way.
Good morning, Ayanda. Well, colluding is obviously prohibited because if you fix prices to manipulate any outcome is against the law in many jurisdictions and certainly here in South Africa. But we've seen that happening with many cases that the Competition Commission itself has gone and prosecuted, and some companies have paid fine because that's what the Competition Commission does. It exists for that, to make sure that people do not collude and fix prices because it inhibits competition between the players. So in this case, it is alleged that traders would sit in call it a WhatsApp group of sorts, and they would give each other chances in terms of who goes first to do bidding of the rand and the dollar, and then they give each other chances. But that would set the price at a particular price point, and that means that the next person cannot go over and above that price or under that price, and which means that the price would then be manipulated at a certain level. The Competition Commission alleges that more than 20 banks, including some South African banks, were party to this. This is between the period of 2007 and 2013. The Commission says this impacted the South African economy and me and you as consumers as well, because it impacted the imports, the exports, trading, general cost of living, and etc. Because as you know that most of our things are priced in dollars, especially those that are imported. And today, Ayanda, the Competition Commission, in just under an hour, will be sitting here at the Constitutional Court, and I understand represented by Advocate Toby, to find out if the Constitutional Court can overturn the ruling that was made by the Competition Appeals Court that basically said that those banks cannot be prosecuted because of no wrongdoing and because of jurisdiction. What we mean by that is that they say that these banks or the Competition Commission does not have the powers, the right to prosecute the banks that are particularly outside of South Africa. While in South Africa, some of the banks, your Standard Bank, your Nedbank, your First Rand, have said they don't know anything about this and have denied any wrongdoing. So what we're going to be finding out over the next 4 days is whether the Competition Commission does have the powers to go and prosecute companies, banks that are outside South Africa, to come for them to answer to a case, this case in this matter. And beginning in just under an hour, as I said earlier on, this is what we'll be finding out. And I can imagine that the first day, it's mostly going to be most of the legalese stuff where we help to understand the basis of the case. And then maybe from during the day, we'll go on to hear the merits of the case and how that is public interest. The powers of the Constitutional Court in some way are going to be tested because the Competition Commission will need to demonstrate in earnest that weighs the constitutionality of this and where the breaches were in all of that when it makes its finding. We do not know whether at the end of the 4 days the ruling will be made or not, and if it's so, what the ruling is going to be. I'm trying to really simplify it here so that the people at home understand why we are here. Ayanda.
Absolutely. You've done a pretty good job so far, Liabo. And, the fact that they're setting aside 4 days for this suggests to us that the Constitutional Court wants enough time to ventilate the complexity of this case. I mean, have we ever dealt with a matter like this before, where a number of banks, huge institutions, I think about 28 of them, are hauled before the court in this high-stakes legal case like this?
It's certainly the first time that I've covered it here at the Constitutional Court because, the Rand collusion case, it's the first of its kind to really make it to the courts and to the Competition Appeals Court. It first went to the Competition Commission, Competition Tribunal. From the tribunal, it was referred to the Appeals Court, and now the Competition Commission has brought it here so that the the Constitutional Court can overturn that decision that was made by the Competition's Appeals Court. What we need to find out is whether the Constitutional Court will or does have the powers to overturn that, and what implication that will have for cases such as this in future.